he was my son Nathan's first patrol leader. So he and Gio were buddies in the pack, and they came up and they somehow ended up in the same patrol, the Spartan Patrol, with Connor. And if anyone who has followed their path, it takes a good patrol leader to give your scouts drive and push them and get them to where they want to be. And those two had a pretty great drive. And for someone like Connor to maintain that drive, it takes a very special person. So I joke, "Where's Connor?" all the time. But the thing is that when Connor's off doing other things, his patrol was always on point. They got stuff done, and they were really good at it. So he prepared them for any situation they would be in. And once the pandemic hit, that things could have gone horribly wrong for the patrol. And there they were, having Zoom meetings every Wednesday. And the big part of our troop meetings is there's always a game. Always a game to have fun at. And so they would have their meeting, he would push their advancement, and then they would go play Among Us. Someone was always the sons. And the other thing is, like, Josh, a few years later, my other son, he was coming up into the troop, and he would tell me, "I want to be in Nathan's patrol." Not because of Nathan, but because of Connor. Connor, such a great patrol leader that he was trying to get people like Josh, they saw him, they wanted to be in his patrol. So he had a very unique way of bringing people together and working as a unit. So that brings me to a funny story. So this year at summer camp, Connor's first year as an adult leader at summer camp. So during advancement or merit badge time, after that they would have open program. So the leaders all decided that we were going to go up and do the archery. First day, Connor puts up a 46? 46. So that just led the adult leaders to rally. Because we could not let Connor beat us in the first thing. It got so intense that by the end of the thing, when they were presenting the arrow for the highest scoutmaster, other leaders were like, there was a scoutmaster competition. There really wasn't a scoutmaster's competition. It was just us trying to beat Connor. So that's enough of that. But one more thing about summer camp. So the water carnival is our big competition between all the troops. When I tell you, I was surprised by Connor and how gracefully he dove off a diving board and did the most beautiful dive I may have ever seen in my entire life. Great job, Connor. So with that said, congrats. I know you're going into the Air Force, so big things out of you. And good luck.
At this time, I'd like to introduce Father Anthony from the St. John's Evangelist for some words about God.
Good evening. I came to know the Fahy family early in my tenure as pastor at St. John the Evangelist Church. Connor and his older brother Fran served at the altar together. And you could tell right away Connor had a great deal of respect and admiration for his older brother. And I know when Fran left to serve in the Air Force, it must have been a great challenge for Connor. But Connor carried on the tradition as the altar server. And through the many years, when his peers were kind of dropping off, Connor was still serving, still coming. He would serve the 7:30 Mass. In his early years, when I first got there, Connor had a great deal of energy when he came. But as he entered his teenage years, those 7:30 Masses were a bit difficult to navigate around his sleep schedule. While in high school, Connor joined our Life Teen youth group and became an integral part of that group. And through that, I know he made many friends. And by his personality, welcomed people into that group. And now, as an adult, he is part of our young adult ministry, Crossroads for Christ. Again, Connor brings his enthusiasm and sense of joy with him. As in all parishes, there are many opportunities to serve, and there's a constant need for volunteers. Connor has been a regular member of our ministry team, volunteering his service at our annual fall festival, our many fundraising dinners, and whenever we need help, we can count on Connor to pitch in. You don't even have to ask. He's always ready to work. If I were to describe Connor with 3 adjectives, they would be respectful, confident, and affable. When I quickly noticed about Connor when I first arrived that he had a great deal of respect for his elders. Connor is not shy, and when it comes to conversation, he is all in, but with a level of great respect. Confident. Teenagers tend to be a little bit reserved around adults, but again, Connor never seemed to be afraid. He always seemed to be confident. He genuinely enjoyed engaging in conversation, whether it was peers, his pastor, deacon, and sacristy. He was always ready to engage in conversation. And affable. I think that's apparent to all of you. He's just an easy person to get to know. And we are so appreciative for all that he has done at St. John Evangelist Church. I told his parents early on, I said, you know, Connor would make either a really good salesman or a really good politician. He has that way of engaging people. But that personality, that characteristic, that drive that you have will serve you well whatever you do. Christine and Fran, I know you're incredibly proud of your son Connor, and you should be. You've done a wonderful job raising him. He's become a fine young man. Connor, congratulations. We are so blessed at St. John Evangelist Church to have you part of our parish community, and I hope we can continue that, to have your presence when you are home. We're very proud of you for your desire to serve, and I know you're going to do great things with your life. Stay close to our Lord, and just be Connor as you go forward. Congratulations.
At this time, I would like to introduce Gary Lafferty from the Watertown Land Trust to talk about Connor Fahy's Eagle Scout program.
Good evening. Gary Lafferty, I represent the Watertown Land Trust tonight. Like I said in the past, we partnered up with the Troop 52 several years ago, and we've been very fortunate that a lot of the scouts have selected us to do their Eagle projects. And Connor was one of the recent ones. He built a couple of kiosks at both ends of our trails, and he did a real excellent job. And I was at his house one weekend when all the scouts got together to assemble the kiosks and that. And he was very helpful and teaching the kids to give them all a hands-on experience and everything. And all the younger scouts really, teamed up all together and did an excellent job. And then the day of when they had it installed, the kiosks. It wasn't the greatest of weather. It was raining outside, it was cold, and luckily we had a couple of tents or tarps we were able to set up as canopies or whatever. And they had some hard digging to do, but they all stuck it out and they, got it all done in one day. They did an excellent job. The Land Trust can't thank the Scouts enough for what they do for us. Thanks.
At this time, our Scoutmaster, Mr. Owen, is going to be setting up a slideshow. Now, at this time, I'd like to introduce our Scoutmaster, Mr. Owen, back to the stage.
Alright, so at this time, I would like to call Connor and his parents up to the stage. There. You ready? Alright. Connor Fahy, whereas you earned 21 merit badges, including snow sports and cycling, whereas you served as patrol leader of the Spartan Patrol, whereas you completed community service projects for the 2nd class, Star, and Life ranks, and an Eagle Scout community service at the Watertown Land Trust. Whereas you have shown evidence that your character is befitting one who holds Scout's highest rank. Whereas you stood before a board of review and were found to meet all requirements. It is therefore the honor and privilege of this Court of Honor representing the National Council of Boy Scouts of America to proclaim you an Eagle Scout. And Connor has decided to present his mentor pin in private. I would like to have Robert Risk come up to the stage to present Connor with his neckerchief and slide. Alright, photo. No problem. Y'all walk me down. All right, Robert, will you escort Connor's parents back to their seats? All right, then Mr. Beers with some letters of congratulations.
Thank you. Before I begin, Connor, on behalf of myself and of the troop committee, congratulations on your achievement. From Connecticut Rivers Council. Dear Connor, on behalf of the scouts and leaders of the Connecticut Rivers Council, Boy Scouts of America, please accept our warmest congratulations on your attainment of the Eagle Scout Award. As recipient of the Eagle Award, you can take justifiable pride in earning Scouting's highest honor. Your achievement is a credit to you, your family, and the many people who have assisted you. You now join a most select group, all of whom cherish the Eagle Award. The highest ethical standards and leadership skills which you have demonstrated are reflected in the support you've received from your family and your Scouting volunteer leaders. Over the years, others will look upon you with the highest esteem. The old saying, once an Eagle Scout, always an Eagle Scout, will become an indelible part of your life, for you symbolize the finest of American youth. Sincerely, Stephen A. Smith. And from the National Council, dear Connor, congratulations. You are now an Eagle Scout. In completing all the requirements, you have mastered many valuable skills and made the Scout oath and law part of your life. What you've accomplished is impressive. It's also very rare. Fewer than 7 out of every 100 Boy Scouts ever achieve this rank. It means you've dedicated yourself, put in the hours, and most important, found ways to benefit your community. Remember that your name now appears on an exclusive list whose members have excelled in fields from business to government to education. The common trait you all share is leadership. We're counting on you to aim high, continue leading by your service and example. Again, congratulations and best wishes for many successes. Sincerely, Michael B. Serba.
Okay, I would like to call up Ray and any scout who has the Eagle rank up onto the stage for the Eagle charge.
Hi, Connor. I've had an occasion to drive Connor a lot to and from many scouting activities, and especially skiing, because I usually do a ski trip once a year with Connor. I'm almost always there, along with a few others, and we'll be doing it again this year, and Jaden too. Every time we're coming back, never at the camp out or hike or ski event, never does he have his phone out. On the way back, though, he does all the time. And when he was, well, a wee bit smaller, I asked him, Connor, what are you watching on your phone that is so interesting? Oh, video games. Oh, what game are you playing? I'm not playing a game. I'm watching it. I don't understand. No, people put it on YouTube and stuff, and they record what they do with their video games, and it's really interesting and a lot of fun, and it's amazing. I'm like, okay. But I agree with the father that Connor is not one described as reserved. Connor, I have the honor to give you the Eagle Scout charge on the occasion of your elevation to the highest award in scouting. The Scouts of all nations constitute one of the most wholesome and significant movements in the world's history. You have been judged by the Boy Scouts of America as being worthy of this honor. All who know you rejoice in your achievement. Your position, as you well know, is one of honor and responsibility. You are a marked man. As an Eagle Scout, you have assumed a solemn obligation to do your duty to God, to your country, to your fellow Scouts, and to mankind in general. This is a great undertaking. As you live up to your obligations, you bring up honor to yourself and to your brother Scouts. America has many good things to give you and your children after you. But these good things depend for the most part on the quality of its citizens. Our country has had a great past. You can make the future even greater. I charge you to undertake your citizenship with a solemn dedication. Be a leader, but lead only towards the best. Lift up your tasks you do with, lift up every task you do, every office you hold, to the highest level of service to God and to your fellow man. So live and serve that those who know you will be inspired to finer living. We have too many who use their strength and their brains to exploit others and to gain selfish ends. I charge you to be among those who dedicate their skills and their ability to the common good. Build America on a sound foundation of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reverence for God. In whatever others may do, you will leave behind you a record which every other scout may be justly proud. Connor, will you rededicate yourself by repeating the Scout Oath? Repeat it slowly with your fellow Eagles as you stand before the 3 lighted candles, each one representing one of the parts of the Scout Oath. Resolve to uphold forever its principles with the same ambition and perseverance that have brought you this far. Scout sign. I have honor. I will do my best to do my duty to guide my country, to make the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. 2. Your conduct along the trail has been excellent. You have rededicated yourself to the principles of scouting, but one more thing is important: your future. As an Eagle Scout, you become a guide to other Scouts. You become an example in your community. Remember, your actions are now a little more conspicuous, and the people who expect more of you to falter in your responsibility would reflect not only on you, but on your fellow Eagles and all of Scouting. The torch you carry is not only yours, but is also ours.
Connor, the stage is yours.
So I'm going to try to keep this brief because I know many of you don't want to sit through this again for the 6th time in a row. But good evening. I would like to thank everyone for coming out to witness my court of honor. I would especially like to thank Father Anthony for coming in tonight and speaking on my behalf. I appreciate it very much. I have many people to thank for guiding me through the scouting, through my scouting years, but I would like to start off with my parents. Mom, Dad, thank you for always pushing me forward and being the driving factor by taking me to all scout events, for paying for all my high adventures and summer camps, even though I went to like 3 weeks every single year. And I appreciate that you've done that for me, and it's made my scouting experience great. Mr. Hannes, thank you for being my Eagle coach. Thanks for always checking up on me and my progress with my Eagle paperwork and merit badges, especially the late night texts that I got, and seeing me through my entire process. Next, I'd like to thank Mr. Lafferty and the Watertown Land Trust for being able to help you guys out and work on my Eagle project. It was a pleasure and a challenge to build 2 kiosks and removing a bunch of rocks. To the leaders of Troop 52, I appreciate all your help working with me on the individual merit badges. Without you, this would not be possible tonight. To my fellow scouts, thanks for all the fun times at all the scouting events, whether it be high adventures or campouts or hikes. I want to thank especially those who came out and helped with my Eagle project. I know the Phase 2 project that day was not the greatest, and it was rainy and cold, and many rocks. We kind of had 2 people set aside for just pulling rocks. But we got through it, and it was a really great experience. The last thing I want to say is that I've grown and had many great times in scouting, and I'm proud to say I'm an Eagle Scout. All that I have experienced will come in handy in my future as I prepare for the Air Force. Thank you again.
Okay, once again, thank you all for coming out and celebrating Connor. Congrats again, Connor. You're going to do great things. At this time, we will be forming a line for food and refreshments. While you're out there getting the food and refreshments, the scouts in here will be making it a more social setting. And with that being said, may the great Master of all Scouts be with us, watch over us, guide us, and guard us until we meet again. Thank you.
What do you do? You end up giving them a family video?
Hi. Yeah.
Okay.
Cake's always good.
I told her to be cake.
There's cake.
Hi, Kate. Give me that.